What's going on, guys? It's your boy Random Guy Kev, and this is Thoughts of a Random Guy. We talk about many things dealing with love, dating, relationships, adulting, life's ups and downs, and the ever-evolving world of just being a human. Don't forget to check me out on all your favorite social media platforms at Random Guy Kev and my website at randomguykev.com. Today's topic is minimalism in mental well-being, and my co-host for this episode is.
Dan,
Thank you for joining me, Dan.
thanks for having me back.
So minimalism in mental well-being. I mean, we always talk. I mean, I'm always gonna bring up mental health, no matter what. But what does minimalism really mean for your mental well-being? Like, I feel like at one point during COVID, we cared a lot about it. We cared about a lot of things going on in our lives, and they were just like, "Oh, don't feel low. Like, if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, get a therapist, and this, that, and the third." I feel like now, though, it's like it's gone down the thought process of mental health and caring about your mental health. Well, at least in the U.S., because overseas, I've talked to my friends over there, and they get mental health days and things like that,
Mm,
and we don't see that over here, of course. It's like you know, there's two aspects of it, like where people overall don't care about it, and then don't care about it. They just kind of don't make it as a big deal as it should be, and then ourselves, where we make the conscious choice to kind of simplify everything and reduce the clutter in various aspects of our life to just get greater clarity, reduce stress, and improve mental health. But it's like we just try to simplify our mental health in a sense where, hey, if I'm going through something, you know what? Let me not make it about mental health. Let me just simplify it a little bit to something smaller where it is mental health, but I shouldn't take it as mental health, and I should just, you know, remove it from my life and just keep going and just kind of throw it to the side for now.
mm.
And it's not really think about it. And I think that's kind of scary
Why is that scary?
because I feel like if you don't talk about your issues to your at least yourself or write them down and you just keep throwing them to the side, things just start to pile up and then pile up, pile up, pile up. And then you have a mental breakdown. You see, all the school shootings and shit like that. Like when
Mm.
people go off and do crazy shit. Oh, it's a mental health. They were mentally unstable. They were mentally this bitch. Y'all say y'all don't give a fuck about mental health.
Yeah, and then they don't do anything. And that's you see that a lot, and like I'm a teacher, but I see it a lot with like a lot of the I see you see it with like the young adults and stuff. It's like, but it's with anybody really. Like when you are avoiding that, it's like kicking the can, down the road. And a lot of these, emotions and uh, like events that you've had to live through or things you have going on. Like if you don't deal with them, I tell the kids sometimes, I'm like, if you don't deal with these things now, you're gonna have to be dealing with it when you're 30. Like if you don't deal with, like I have a student who has started having like panic attacks this year, and she had never had them before. And she was like, "You got to figure this out because if you don't, you're never, how is this going to? You're in a relatively okay space now, but once you become an adult, like this is going to impact you and your ability to, show up and do your job at work. Like these are and your friendships and how all these other things it's going to impact. So if you don't address these, you know, if you don't address these issues, it's just gonna never. It doesn't go
It
away.
doesn't go away, yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, um, like having panic attacks, having anxiety attacks, things like that. It's like, bro, like, how do you address them if you're not like if you're not addressing them? Like, how are you just going through life? Just accepting it and being like, oh, you know what? I just gotta accept it. No, you can't do
Right.
that. You can't do that. It hurts your function. It hurts the people that you're around, and it hurts your potential growth in the future. And like for me, like, I had anxiety attacks. I don't have them frequently. It's just one of those things where if I'm overthinking about something
Mm,
that is just making me anxious, and I feel like, why is this? And I start just questioning the thought, like, why is this happening? Why is this happening?
right.
Why are we doing? Why is this? Why? My mind just starts going, and my breathing gets heavy, and it's just like, and my therapist has always said, hey, challenge your thoughts. Always challenge your thoughts. Like, stop thinking. Why are you even thinking that way? Like, just think
Mm,
of things in a positive light. Like, things will go in a good light. Yes, you may have this hiccup right now, but look forward to the getting past that hiccup. Things are going to get better no matter what. So it's like, what things are you doing to positively impact your mental health? And a
mm.
lot of people, I still feel like, aren't doing anything positive.
Yeah, a lot of people are willing to just kind of do more or less a lot of the same thing, or like a lot of it is, and I'm still, I'm trying to get better at it, and I still guilty of like just feeling like desensitized, and I'm just like, should I do this for like my? Sometimes it is as like there are so many factors that go into our like well-being and like our overall like you know mental health, that focusing on like a bunch of these other decisions, like it's going to benefit me to go on this walk, it's going to benefit me to be good at brushing my teeth or something. But sometimes a lot of people are just like feel the doom and gloom or something, and they just doom scroll on their phones for hours at a time and not like deal with the very pressing issues that are impacting a lot of their day-to-day life.
I agree, and I think there's two aspects to looking at minimalism in mental health. And I feel like there's a minimalism where you're just avoiding all your problems and
Mm,
throwing them to the side, or you're actually addressing them and being proactive and making them smaller pieces that are no longer affecting you anymore because you've addressed them. There's a difference between not addressing them and actually addressing them to make them smaller.
absolutely, because it's just like we said, it just like it never goes away, and if you don't address it, like it's never gonna get better. Like I had a time a couple of years ago where I was having panic attacks, and I like had to figure out, like, I didn't it had never happened about I had never experienced it before, and I was like, with the support of my girlfriend, like kind of worked through and realized like, oh, this school is causing me this, so what am I going to do? How am I going to be able to counteract this so that it doesn't prevent me from doing my job? Like I literally went home sick because I thought it was COVID time, so I was like, I think I have COVID right now.
No, it's you being in your head that's making you sick.
Yeah, it's a lot of, there are so many other decisions that you can make that will, you know, if you can do things and mentally attend to these other tasks, sometimes it is as simple as just like keeping yourself, you know, these tasks that are going to ultimately benefit your well-being.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like setting up the task to like an everyday activity that gets your mental health like
Mm,
checked. Like, oh, I'm good. Like that. Those things keep your mental health level where it needs to be, and it's like it gives you less stress, helps you continue to build strong relationships with the people around you, and you feel more in control. And I think that's what it is. Like, people feel like they're losing control,
mm,
so when they feel like they're losing control, let me throw this thing to the side. I don't want to worry about it right now.
yeah,
I don't want to worry about it right now. Whereas the other people are just like, you know what? I'm gonna take control of this, and I'm gonna own this, and I'm gonna control this so it doesn't control me.
yeah, absolutely. There are definitely, it's
Do do you feel like it's so we're about to get hit with another virus?
I
Yeah, we about I feel like we're about to get hit with another pandemic. Do you feel
uh,
like if we go back into a lockdown, the mental health thing will be talked about again, be recirculated. Everybody's going, hey, do this to your mental health and da, da, da. Like, what do you think are the next step if we get back into like a pandemic like state?
Jeez. I don't know. I feel like that's a good question. Like to think about it. Like, what if it as millennials being like once in a lifetime occurrences just keep happening. Apparently, like oh, it was once in a lifetime. This kind of thing would happen. Oh, we're back. Um,
We experience everything right now.
yeah, I I would hope that there would be like I don't know if it would be the same. I don't think it would have the same outpouring that we did of at the onset of COVID. Like in COVID times, like they felt like everybody was like trying to. We were also everybody was just connected in in a different way. We were all a lot of people were just constantly in communication and had more time and space to do things and think about things. But I don't think we are. I think in these particularly tumultuous times, I don't think it would it would be as positive of a mental health space as it could be.
Um, what would be the first thing you do?
If we, oh gosh,
Like
if
you're
we,
locked down, and again, we know that we know that isolation does affect mental health. What would you do? What would you specifically do?
I think, I mean, one of the things that got me through a lot of COVID, was doing whatever I could socially, like as much social as I could, like you know, gaming was like the thing. Like everybody, like we all had so much time on our hands, so everybody was like playing games, and that's how we were. You would talk to your people and your friends, and you would check in on them, and a random FaceTime call from your friend every so often or once a week or something. Like I've kind of had a rough go of it where I'm trying to become more connected this past year with a lot of people in my life. So, um, I think it would be a great opportunity. Obviously, like, hey, it took a pandemic, but I'm
It
glad that
took
I'm
a
able to talk to
pandemic
you.
is
It took a
crazy.
second. I'd say it took a second pandemic to reconnect, but hey, good to hear from you.
It took a pandemic is crazy. I mean, but sometimes that's really what it takes to get back in contact with people and like figure things out and like reconnect because shit is weird.
We get caught up. Sometimes it's hard when you get caught up in so much of your day to day, and you're like, I don't know about everybody else, but I do this thing where like if I don't hear from somebody for like a week or something, I don't text somebody. I'm like, oh, it's weird if I text them now, and then it's like 2 months, and I'm like, I could text this person, but it's weird. It's been 2 months, so I won't do it. And then just like it's like kicking the can down the road thing where I'm like, this is terrible. I need to not do this.
Listen, it sometimes it be that way where it's like, all right, I'm not doing anything. Let me just go through my phone and just start
Mm.
hitting people up and seeing what the vibes are and seeing how everybody's doing. Yes, and
Or
also
what would you do?
for me personally, I mean, I feel like I was doing all the right things because I was the friend setting up those phone calls and stuff like that. Like,
Mm.
let's all link up and chat, or let's all link up and watch, all stream the same show or movie at the same
Mm,
time and
yeah,
talk
oh,
about.
that too.
I was that person, so it was easy for me. I feel like I was fine. Even now, I like being home. I like being alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Like I'm good at. I love my own space.
Agreed. Same.
I love my own space. It doesn't affect my mental health. Sometimes, yes, you do get lonely, but I always talk with people. I'm like,
Mm.
oh shit, damn, I feel a little lonely. You know what? Let me hit some people up and see what the vibes are. Um, but outside of that, for me, if we hit another pandemic, I'll be happy because I'll be saving money. Um,
that's
you see how much
that's
these gas prices
facts.
are?
Yeah,
Fuck that. Fuck going
gas
outside,
prices, and then yeah, and then like fuck going out, dude. You go out for a night, like you get a couple of drinks, and you're just like, where did $100 go?
bro.
This
Where
is
did the
crazy.
$300 go?
Yeah,
You sitting there, you
no
sitting there
way.
having a ball,
Yeah,
and then you
I
fucking
do
regret it
not.
the next day.
That's that's definitely
I can
like
do this shit
happened to
at
me.
home,
Yeah, exactly. Like post COVID, like we would like everybody. We started like going out again, and like, dude, my one of my friends, I love them, but like we just all the time going out, and we were like, let's go drinking at this place where it's like this town where it's really expensive on Main Street, and it's just like I can't like do, I can't keep doing this. I can't
bro.
anymore.
I feel like we need. I ain't gonna hold you. They said we gonna get hit with another pandemic. I won't mind it. I honestly won't mind it. As
Ugh.
long as motherfuckers stay away from me, I got enough food, I got my snacks. Listen, I'm good. Now everybody, like, I feel like we just said, I think it came to a point where everybody was like, all right, I'm tired of COVID. We back outside.
Yeah.
There was no like official thing. COVID's still here. We just don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. Now this new the whatever virus this shit is, they should let the motherfuckers on the boat. They should let the motherfuckers on the boat. But again, their mental health was being fucked up because they were stuck on the boat.
Yeah.
And it's like different situation you're put in will fuck with your mental health. But the thing is like what techniques do you use to help your mental health, your mental well-being, and move forward in life?
Mhm.
Like again, a lot of people may say, "Yo, fuck this. I don't need to think about this shit right now," and just continue to throw it to the side. Or you got these other people where it's like, you know what? I want to take back control. I want to have the control. Why is this shit having control over me?
Mm.
And that's some people's mindset.
Yeah, not everybody's willing to push themselves to pass that level of discomfort. You know, when it takes any amount of energy, some people are just fine just not doing anything or just sitting back and letting it be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, where are you like with where are you trying to be with your mental health? Because again, you deal with people. You're in a relationship. You're dealing with somebody, and you don't notice the quirks until later on.
Mm.
You don't notice them until later on. And it's like, how do you help the people around you get into the same space that you're in mentally? Where it's like, okay, mentally I'm good. How about you though?
Right?
Let's double check on you, because you may have your own techniques that get you past being alone and being in these spaces and doing this and doing that. But the person you're dealing with, or your friends that are close to you, or family that's close to you, are they in the same space? Because everybody puts up front, oh, I'm good, everything's great, everything's amazing. But if behind closed doors, they may be fucked.
Yeah.
And that's a scary thing. And sometimes those people that may be fucked, not we see some news stories about some crazy shit.
People doing some really insane and out of pocket just just things for suppressing all of this stuff, and then they don't have like a proper appropriate way to outlet or mode of expression for it, and it's just
Correct.
it comes out in some terrible ways.
It definitely, and it definitely does. And it's like, bro, like, why don't you get a hobby, read a book, do a puzzle, do a Sudoku, something where it's like, get yourself out of this depression, the whatever the fuck you're in. Like the fucking lady we were talking about, um,
Oh yeah,
the
the perfect neighbor.
the perfect neighbor bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
like get a fucking life.
get a fucking life. Like, she she definitely had some mental issues. She had some mental issues.
She definitely had something that was like why it could have been, it could always be so easy, you know, like why are you causing, you know, forcing yourself to endure this, you know, you're just gonna not do any, like what are you thinking is going to like, and that led to that, like this woman obviously had some deranged, you know, feelings and
And
thoughts, and
thoughts,
then
yep.
enacted them.
And the thing is, you're living by yourself, right? You living by yourself. So I don't know if she contacted family or anything, but she would just hear noises, and she's just like, you know what? I'm gonna bother them kids. I'm gonna bother because I ain't got shit else to do. Because I want them to feel as bad as me. There's people that feel like that. Like, hey, you shouldn't be having fun because I'm not having fun. I'm not living a good life, so you shouldn't live a good life. And they try to project that onto you.
Yeah, that's the worst. Like having it's just somebody like that is just abysmal. Like like to live your life like that is just I could not fathom just sitting and being that willfully miserable about life. It's like do something. Like you this went on for a prolonged period of time. Like what did you think was going to happen?
Correct. What do you feel is like, you know, when we talk about mental well being and that minimalist life of mental well being, what do you feel like are the challenges to get people there to feel like I have control, I have enough control over myself and what's going on that I'm not throwing these things away to the side and like I'm in control of this.
Mm. I think some the biggest thing that I'm kind of been working on like in my like therapy journey is sometimes the tasks seem so like monumental. Like it feels like it's something that like it is something you've alluded to. Um but it's like sometimes it just feels like it's so big like when you start doing like these like you if you break whatever it is down to like smaller tasks, it's way more palatable. Like things that you can be like, okay, this is good, this is good, this is good. There are ways to look up. There's such a you know body. There's so many bodies of research, of how to counteract, and there's so many different possibilities for how to counteract whatever you may be thinking or feeling that giving an honest shot is there's a lot of options for that, but it's also the ability to look inward. Like you need to be able to, like you said, ask yourself the questions. Be like, well, why am I having these panic attacks? What is causing this? What am I feeling? Like what's at the core of this that I can you know nail down and work through so that it doesn't bother me, and how am I going to combat this? Right, they get to that moment and people haven't thought of like, how am I going to like you know do this? How am I going to streamline like my day to day?
Yeah. And it's like I think the other thing is like what truly adds value to your life, and then
Yeah.
removing what doesn't, and like freeing up your mental space, like energy, space is I think it all aligns with each other. It's like why are you letting negativity invade your space and own it and make you feel some type of way? And sometimes I feel like sometimes you consciously like when you're going through something and something's making you feel away, then you kind of quickly check yourself like, bitch, why the fuck you feeling like that? like,
Yeah.
bitch, why the fuck you feeling like that? And then you kind of get yourself right in order. I mean, some people have that mental check. I do personally.
Mm.
Other people, some people don't. Me personally, like if I find out, somebody's feeling some type of way because of something I said or did, listen, I'm gonna stand on that. I said it. I did it. It is what it is. Now what?
Right.
What do you want? How do you want me to feel?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people aren't willing to make changes to things that are causing the discomfort in their lives. Like, if you feel like it's the people you're surrounding yourself with, or certain people, like, minimize feel free to minimize your friend group. Free to minimize, the number of unpleasant, tasks you have to deal with. Like, there has to be you got to do something. It has to come from somewhere. And those people aren't going to are probably, if they're not good for you, they're probably not thinking about your well being. So who's going to be caring for you? Like, pare
Fuck
it
them
down.
hoes.
Yeah, like you don't, you a lot of people just kind of are just okay with being friends with, or can justify away being friends with terrible people, or these other activities that are things that don't do any, good for them. They're not willing to try to like change or like cut any of those things out.
Word. Fuck them hoes.
Like
That's what you
people,
gotta
if
do.
it's activities, and you have to figure out things that like figure out the things that are going to make you happy. Like everybody should have, like having a hobby that you can pour your free time and effort into, and some sort of, you know, physical activity, like whatever it is, a recreational volleyball league, like volleyball, dodgeball, like I've done that. Like that's some of the most fun I've ever had in my life. And like so a lot of people just are comfortable just sitting in the situation that they're in.
And that's weird. It's like, how do you people allowing situations to control them is fucking scary, yo. Like that shit is scary
Yeah.
because like, are you telling me you're? I feel like you're weak minded if you allow that.
Mm.
But then it's like, everybody's have something going on in their life that's controlled them at some point and made them feel this way. It's like, damn, are they weak minded for that specific piece, or are they just weak minded overall? Because they allow. My thing is, if it's a repeated offense and it keeps happening, okay, you're weak minded overall. But if it's just this one little piece that's randomly happened, okay, like, all right, I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, like if it's something that like keeps happening over and over, that's when I'm like, okay, I can't like if it's somebody, talking to me about something, I'm like, how many times am I gonna have to hear like I'm here to be your friend. I'm here to support you, but this thing that's a minor
This shit.
that thing that's an inconvenience, that's been an inconvenience for like the last 6 times you've like talked to me about it is like it's like I can't. I'm just gonna keep to myself and not contact. I'm not gonna reach out. Like I have a friend who, well, I love her, but sometimes she only like wants to have like actual conversations with me. When she'll only like text me whenever she's like going through something like her relationship's falling apart or something, and I'm like, this is great, but it's not. And this is like, was like, this happens all the time. I'm like, do we not, we don't, some people, I'm like, we just don't see the trend. We don't see that this is like they, some people just can't get to themselves, or won't like reach deeper. But it's like, why is this the third relationship in a row where this has been an issue?
The third
What are we gonna
relationship in
do?
a row is crazy.
Yeah, like I'm like, how can this keep happening in your like? Sometimes I want to be like in your big old age, and you're like you're letting this dude trip you up again. Mm,
Loser.
like do your thing.
Yeah, and this is, and sometimes that's why some of my friends don't tell me about things they're going through, because then I'll be like, because they know I'm gonna check them. Because should be, should be weird.
Yeah,
Should be
definitely.
weird. Why is this happening? This is weird.
Some
But
people won't
you
ask
know,
those questions.
correct. So, but as we get to the end of this episode, what do you want to leave people with regarding this topic?
I would say the only way to make any big change is by a bunch of small change, and minimize, the remove the factors in your life that you feel like are preventing you from living your fullest potential or your happiest, and don't let anybody get you down about it.
Word. Don't let them. Fuck them. Fuck them
Fuck them. Fuck
entirely.
the haters.
That's it. But that's it for this episode. You guys can find me on all social media platforms at Random Guy Kev and my website randomguykev.com. Don't forget to check in, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.